what's up, my friend? I got a question I want to ask you, right? Question I want to ask you. First, excuse my mannerisms. How do you feel today, my friend? Hopefully, you're having an amazing day, right? Because just like the late Maya Angelou said, right? Some people will forget what you said, some people will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel, my friend. So how do you feel today, my friend? It's all about the feeling, right? Hopefully it's amazing, right? You gotta feel amazing because nothing's wrong with amazing. So if you don't feel amazing, something gotta be wrong with you, my friend. Feel amazing. That's the goal every day, every second of the day, right? But back to the question, right? I got a question for you, right? And the question is this. Have you ever been to a restaurant to eat and you were hungry and you knew you wanted something to eat, but you just didn't know what? So many choices on the menu and you're looking and you're talking to the person that you're with, asking them what they're thinking about getting and blah, blah, blah. And then you see something that you like as part of a meal. So you just go and get that because the waiter's coming and you're tired of sending them back and forth. So you just get that because it has something that you like in the whole meal. So you're anticipating the meal to come out. And if you're anything like me, you're getting more and more hungry as you wait and anticipate that meal to come out, right? And then you get that meal. And yes, it did include that one piece that you liked. But all of the rest of the meal, you didn't like it, right? So in other words, you did not like the meal, even though it included that one part that you did like. You ordered the wrong thing. Has that ever happened to you, my friend? Or better yet, here's another situation. Have you ever started liking someone and you thought, this is the perfect person for me? I want to be in a relationship with this person. Ultimately, I want to be with this person for the rest of my life, right? But it's early. So you say, I want to take some time to really figure this out. But it's one aspect about that person that you really, really like. So you say, how bad can it be? I'm going to go ahead forward with this plan, right? Maybe it's the sex that you really, really like. Then you start investing in this person. You start sharing your life with this person. And then you realize that this is not the person that I thought they were. Has that ever happened to you, my friend? Oh, here's another scenario. Have you ever thought you wanted to be a part of something, maybe a group or an organization, and you really didn't know why you wanted to be a part of it, but you knew that you wanted to be a part of that group because other people that you admired were a part of that group. So you did everything in your power to become a part of that group, and then the magic happened. You were finally accepted into this group, and you get into this group, and you realize this is not the group for me. This is not what I thought it would be. Has any of those situations ever happened to you, my friend? Because this happened to me. But just because I don't just come with problems, I come with solutions, my friend. So here's the solution, my friend. If you're prejudging or misjudging things, you got to make sure that you always see the angles, my friend. See, that's the reason you ordered that meal that only had one portion of what you like, but not the entirety, because you only saw one of the angles. That's the reason you jumped into that relationship prematurely and thought that that was the person of your dreams, because you were only focused on one aspect of that person. That's the reason you would go and spend, put your life on the line and join this group and thought it would be the best thing to happen to you, because you're just following someone else. You only saw one of the angles, my friend. See, in this life, in order to be your very best self, in order to feel amazing, which is the goal every second of the day, you got to make sure you're able to see all of the angles, my friend. And here's why, right? See, your biggest problem is not that negative situation that you got to deal with. That is a problem. It's a negative situation, but that's not your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is your perspective and your thinking about that same negative situation. See, the negative situation is already challenging, but your perspective and your thinking is way off, which makes that one challenging situation an impossible situation. So that is your biggest challenge, my friend. That's the biggest problem you got. It's your perspective and it's your thinking, right? And here's what you got to understand, right? Everybody, everyone don't view problems the same way, right? It all depends on how you're viewing it. It all comes down to the angle that you're looking at it from, my friend. Case in point, here's the thing. You may see a situation and say, oh my God, it's scary. That's the worst situation I've ever encountered. And someone else may see the same exact situation and say, oh my God, I've been waiting for this opportunity. This is the greatest opportunity of my life. Same situation. You see it as a terrible problem. Someone else sees it as an amazing opportunity. But who's right? Which one is right? You're both right, my friend. Because it all comes down to the angle that you're looking at it from. It all comes down to your perspective of that thing. However you see it is what it is, my friend. That's what it all comes down to, right? See, here's the thing, right? Here's three reasons. Three strategies, in fact, that will help you to see all of the angles, my friend. Let me give you a piece from Carlito's Way, right? It's an old movie. You know, Al Pacino, he was Carlito. And what happened is that toward the end of the movie, he was about to get on the train and he almost had turned his life around and got some money and rode off into the sunset. And just when he was getting on the train, he said, I knew I was in trouble when I could no longer see the angles. And then right after he said it, the one guy that everybody forgot about from the beginning of the movie got off the train and killed them, right? Because he didn't see all of the angles. And you, my friend, got to see all of the angles. Here's three strategies that'll help you, right? Number one, rather than looking at a situation for what it is, try to look at situations for what they can be, right? You gotta see the potential in things, my friend. You gotta be able to see all of the angles, my friend. And number two, your perspective of a situation will start to change. The magic will start to happen once you change the angle in which you're looking at it from, my friend. And number three, you got to develop a greatness mindset, a mind bold enough to believe, right? That once you change your perspective of a situation, then you also change that very situation, my friend. I'll say it again. Once you change your perspective of a situation, you also change that very situation. So what I'm saying, it all comes down to how you looking at it, my friend. What is your angles that you're looking at it from? Above all else, make sure that you're always able to see all of the angles. And that means you got to be in alignment. That means your vision got to be clear. That means that you got to be looking from the right lens. That means that you got to be your best self, my friend, or else your vision will be distorted, even if you do see all of the angles, my friend, because all of the answers to life problems are in the mirror, my friend. But are you bold enough? Are you disciplined enough to accept what you see and then develop it into what you want it to be, my friend? I don't care what nobody told you. I don't care how many times you were rejected. I don't care how many times they told you no. I don't care how many times you felt like a failure. You were born to be great.